Hi, everybody. This is Dave Quinn from the University of Rhode Island. Thanks so much for meeting with me and Julie today. Really enjoyed our conversation, and we're looking forward to working closely with you over the next couple months and creating some awesome learning opportunities for your students. While we got to talk about the inquiry circles a bit today, we didn't get a chance to talk about Guru, or at least see it in action. And after talking it over with Amy, I figured it might be a cool opportunity to show you not only Guru, but a potential option that you could also use, because I'm creating a screencast, which will show all of my movements and give you my voice as I walk you through uh, the Guru site. So the web address is www.gurulearning.org. And when you get to the home page, you'll see that there are some featured courses with some collections already put together by teachers. Feel free to browse those. But for the purpose of this uh, video, I'm just going to show you the four main tabs that you'll be using to create your own Guru collections. The Discover, which is your search function. Your Organize, which is where you put together the materials, order them, and differentiate them for different students. Your Teach page, where you assign them to different groups of students. And then the Study function, which is where your students will go when they want to check out collections you've made for them. Now, I've already logged in. You're going to have to create a Guru account, but if you have an existing Gmail account, which I think you all do through the South Kingston Google Apps for Education that you've been working with, you should be able to link the two accounts with no problem. So let's get started. I'm going to start first with the Discover tab. The Discover tab is, again, your search engine. So let's start with something simple. Space. And click search. Now you're going to see three different sections on the screen. On the left-hand side, you've got the filters. Resources are individual websites. Collections are groups of websites that have already been put together. So if you're in a pinch and you don't feel like reinventing the wheel, you can build off of something that someone has already created. The other filters here are, you can filter by categories, so types of website. Sources, if you know of a particular one you'd like to take a look at. Standards, subjects, and then grade levels. I will tell you that some of these are limited, and they haven't been as powerful as I would like, but again, I'm sure it's dependent on the topic. In the middle are your website options that you can use to create your collections. And then on the right hand side of the page, you'll see all of the collections that you've already made. So these are examples of collections that I've either made myself or I've borrowed and made my own. Okay. So to start a new collection, it's very simple. So I find one, Astronauts in Space. I can click on the link to take a look at it. It opens in a Guru frame, so this is exactly what your students would see. And if you think you like it, you can add it to a collection. Click the Add button up top here. Now you can either add this to an existing collection. I click out of that. Or you can click on the X and drag it to start a new collection. All right. And this will give you the option to name it, give it a grade, give it a course. You can either make it public so other teachers can use it. You can make it shareable, so that way you can give a link directly to it. So if you just want to keep it within your community or with some other colleagues from out of your district, you can do that. Or you can just make it private for your own students. Okay. And so what you would do is, as you find sites that you like, you would drag them over into this area over here. You can see that I've made kind of a mock-up here, Space Collection, Quinn. This was actually a collection that I borrowed from the collection section and just dragged it over. All right, so you can see that all of the items in there Now, if I wanted to play around with them, I'd click on the Organize tab. And this is where you can order and annotate your different collections. Um, so you can see that I've got 4 items in the collection right now. All right, so let's work from top to bottom. Preview link gives you the opportunity to take a look at what the student view would look like. The copy link was the link that I was telling you if you wanted to keep most of your collection and just differentiate it for a couple different students. That's where you would copy it and then start pulling with the links. Or if you don't really like it, you can delete it and get rid of it entirely. Um, Up top, you can put a description. This description is what the first item that the student sees when they are given the link to the site. I'll show you that a little bit later on by clicking this little um, pencil that you saw down at the bottom. You can type in some new information, add a picture. You can edit that image. Okay. Now, the resources, this is what we call WYSIWYG formatting, so what you see is what you get. If you want to change the order, you just simply click on it and drag it down or up. Okay. If you'd like to edit the item, simply click on the edit. It will give you a couple different options for types of edits that you can make. You can edit the narration. The narration is what the student sees before he or she takes a look at the website. You can give directions, you can give prompts, you can give focus questions. If it's a video, you can edit the video time, meaning that you can condense it to just the portion that you want to look at, so that if it's only 2 minutes that you need of a 10-minute video, you can set the start and stop time. Again, you can copy it to a new collection, or you can just remove it entirely. All right. As I mentioned before, sometimes it'll be the case where you don't like most of the resources that you've selected through the search function, so you may want to add a new resource. Okay. And you can do it from the web, from a file on your computer, or you can search within Gooru to add a different resource if you just want to stay in the Gooru search engine. For example, what I did was I added NASA just for the sake of example, and when I put in nasa.gov, I can put a title and description, but what you'll see sometimes is that if you click add, before I click add, I'm going to just agree to the Guru's copyright policy. All they ask is that you do not use copyrighted material, so that way they're not posting something that would violate fair use. So nothing copyrighted. I'm going to click add. Sometimes you'll notice the website already exists. Now you can choose to add or cancel it. I'm going to X out of this. The other option that you have is you can add a new question, which will give you the option to add one or several multiple choice, true or false, fill in the blank, or open-ended questions. You can type the question here, add the choices, give an explanation. You can also give your students hints. And once again, you've got to abide by Guru's copyright policy. Now, once you're done, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the teach function. And I just made a mock-up one where you'd add a new class, and I put West Kingston grade 13. But let's go to the history one that I created last year. As you can see, there's one assignment already in there. To add a new assignment or a new collection, I just click on the new assignment, put it in here. The class code is how your students will access the information. So it will have all of your Gooru collections listed there. You can either give them the code, or they can click on a link and come directly to this collection. If we go to the study tab just quickly, the students will add the class code and then be brought to a page that looks almost like the one we have here. but it'll be slightly different and we'll have some privacy aspects. Um, One cool function that Gooru has is collection analytics, which I will show you as we're um, going through this collection, what types of information that it will collect for you. All right. So I'm going to open up one that I've done for my students. It was Julius Caesar, Reformer or Tyrant. Unfortunately, we ran out of time at the end of the year and we didn't get a chance to go through this, but this will give you a pretty good idea of what a final collection will look like and show you where some of the analytics can be collected. So you'll click Study to start. This space right here is where you kind of give the students an overview of what they're going to be learning about and some kind of key questions to keep in mind. Click Study. Now, back when we were doing the Organize tab, I talked to you about the narration. Right here, if you wanted to put a picture of yourself, your students would just see whatever your selected picture. And then any description that you would want to give them about what to look for, what to keep in mind, what to take notes on, so on and so forth. Then click I got it to get it started.
Along comes Caesar.
Now you'll notice that my video is starting at the 250 mark and then it's going to end at the 613 mark. Now the reason why I do this is because the video is 12 minutes long. I don't want my kids to get go down the infamous internet rabbit hole and get distracted on things that's not relevant to their purpose. So I set up the time, and you can do that in the Organize section. To cycle through the different items, you click the arrows. So this one goes forward, this one goes backwards. And you can also, your students can also rate this. Say, listen, this I can explain. This is really helpful. I know what's going on. I understand it. I don't know if I can explain it. I'm not so sure. I really don't understand, or this is really frustrating me. I need help. And that will come back on the Analytics tab that I was talking to you about earlier. So students cycle through. They get a narration if you set one up for each page. One thing I did want to bring up is that recently, I guess some sites are blocking Gooru from embedding, so they may have to go outside of the web or outside of the collection in order to see some sites. You may choose that you don't want your students to do that, so you may have to pull different items that force the students to go out of the collection. The choice is ultimately yours. So the student will progress through the different items. Sorry for the quick edit here. Firefox is acting up. So as you can see, we've got different resources students can scroll through. Just want to get to, you can also upload your own personal text that the students can annotate with Crocodoc. They can highlight, they can add comments. That's kind of more advanced. I can show you that at a later time. And then finally, here's the embedded question. So where was Caesar from? Rome. Check answer. They got it correct. They can print off their summary at the end. So they can email it to you or they can print it to show how they've done. Click the X to get out. Quickly, before we're kind of running out of time, the analytics section tells you how many views you've had, the average time spent on the slide, what the engagement looks like, the average reaction, average time spent. So really some interesting information. It does take a little while to load because I wasn't seeing these items earlier. Anyhow, look forward to sharing more information with you. Sorry for the length, but we can go over this in more depth next time we get together. I look forward to it. Take care. Good night.